Yeah, you're in this Tony's 6-string corner, and this is going to be a lesson on how to play The Trees by Rush, one of my all-time favorite songs. So, you're going to need to download the tabs below to follow along. I'm going to kind of move this through a little bit quickly, but you'll need the tab. If you have the tabs with you, it'll help you follow along on what I'm doing. So in the 6-string corner library, you just got to click in there, join in, grab the tab. There's a bunch of tabs and all kinds of other songs in there too. So it's not just this one. And then we can learn how to play this song. So I'm going to show you how to play it on the beginning, which is a classical, but I'm going to do it on the acoustic guitar today. And also, of course, the electric stuff and the lead guitar. So here we go. All right, so you can follow along with the tabs and see how I'm actually picking all of this on my right hand and, of course, on the left hand as well with the chords. Let me go through the chords first. So the chords, if you look at the left hand here, right here, left hand, hi. Left hand, we're going to go through a D major. We're going to do an F sharp minor, which is a bar chord, a C sharp minor, which is also a bar chord, an A major, which is a bar chord. We're going to play an E major, and then we're going to play a G. We're going to play it like this. Okay, fingers there, there, open strings, all 6. I'm sorry, all 6 strings. And then play the A with one finger, barred on these 3 strings, and an open A string. And then we're going to do a B minor, which is barred on the 5 strings here, starting here, all the way up to here. And you're going to see me also drop to an open A, but the rest of these, we're still barring the rest of that B minor chord. So it's technically an A over B minor. So this way and then this way. All right, so those are the chords we're going to use. Again, you'll see that on the tabs. So there are 3 parts to the intro, at least 3 sections to the intro that I like to think about this song in, because each one is finger picked a little bit differently. So let's go through the first one, and I'm going to follow along on those chords. And again, grab the tab, and you can watch how I'm doing this. Now on the right hand, I'm playing classical style, so I'm using the thumb and these 3 fingers. So no Travis picking here. Little finger's not really used, so it's these here. I like to place my hand in such a way that I can pick those notes using the thumb on the bass notes, and then these 3 fingers will predominantly tackle the higher strings. They're going to shift a little bit here and there, but you kind of assign a finger to a string, so it's going to be either the first, second, and third like this, or it's going to be the second, third, and fourth like this. Thumb is going to predominantly take these lower 2 strings. At least that's how I play it. I don't know exactly how Alex does it, but this is what works for me, so hopefully it will work for you. So we start playing the D, and then we're going to lift up the middle finger and play a D2. And then we go to the F sharp minor. Now note that there are many times when I'm picking 2 strings at the same time. Alright, so for example, that first note was picked with the thumb and the ring finger right there. That's how I started it. Alright, now we go to the F sharp minor. So you notice how I do the lower and the higher, both on the E string. Drop down to that B string on the right hand, so watch my right hand, and then I'm going to do a little one of these. Alright, notice I do a simultaneous pick here on the 5th string on the 2nd string. Remember that pattern because we're going to come to it again on the A. Then we go to the C sharp minor. Alright, so this one here, it's just very simply, we start with the thumb and the ring finger. Alright, and then we pick our thumb to close out that C sharp minor chord. And then we're going to go to the A major. The finger picking pattern is going to be the same as we did on the F sharp minor. Alright, so it's picked the same way. Note we closed right here. We started here, and then individual notes in between. And then we go to the E major. So we're just going to hold that E major chord, and we're just going to pick it. If you look at my right hand, so on B at the 2nd string, and notice the 2nd string, I am picking that along with the low bass note. And And then I'm going to open up, if you look at my left hand, I'm going to open up the D string. You can actually take your fingers off if you want to. It depends on how fast and what your style is, but you can go, all right, as a D note, open D, and then we go to the G, A, and then the B minor. Now notice what we're doing here is we're all 3 fingers and the thumb 2 times, and there's a brief stop in the middle between those 2. Alright, and then the 3rd time we just release our pointer finger from the A string and drop it down. So 1, 2, and then we do a little, these fingers here tackle those 1st and 2nd strings, still holding that B chord. And then one more time on the B. So, you know, this is going to may take a little practice if you're not used to this, but you make sure that when you're picking, and I even sometimes have to work on this still, I've been playing this for a while, I still have to work on getting all the strings balanced. So you don't hear one note louder than the others. You want to try and have a very balanced sound. Alright, and I admit I don't always get that either, but that's what you should strive for. Try to get that right. It'll make it really, really sound cool. Okay, so now the second time around, it's a little bit simpler. We're not doing as many you know, simultaneous notes. So we're just going to go to the D. So I do a little roll from the 4th string to the 1, and you do this little pull off right here, right, with the little finger off that D chord. Alright, and then you just bring it down like that, and then you go back to the F sharp minor, and it's just one time with the simultaneous, and it's just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright, and so yeah, a little bit different on the C sharp minor. And then we go on the A major, which we play it the same way as the F sharp minor. And then we go to the E major chord, and then we're back to something very similar to what we did the first time around on that E major. And then open the D, and then G, A, and then to the B, like we've been doing. Third time, we do a hammer-on, a little pull-off hammer-on, or hammer-on pull-off thing here, on the D to a D sus. The picking pattern is slightly different here. And then we're going to go to the F sharp minor. We're going to play this like we did the first time, the very first time. C sharp minor is played a little bit differently than we've played it the previous 2 times. We start with our thumb on the 5th string, and then we tackle the 2nd and the 3rd strings right here off that C sharp minor chord. And then string 1 and 2, and then the thumb takes that lower one, the bass note. And then we're going to play the A like we've done the first time, and of course same as the F sharp minor. Alright, and then the rest of this is played the same way as we did the first time. And then it closes out with D, A major, and a B minor. Now live, he grabs the pick and plays the pick and does his part. I think you could do this either way. I'm going to show it to you with the fingers. Yeah, obviously, if the pick is going to be a little bit easier, you just sort of roll on the D, little hammer-on pull. A, same thing, middle 4th string, and then. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell for more notifications, because there's going to be more of this stuff coming along. Alright, so now let's go on to the electric guitar. So this is how you play the song on the electric. So we have this transition from the acoustic beginning, classical guitar beginning if you will, and then we're going to cut in here to the power chord. So get the overdrive going and here we go. So the F sharp 5, and then G5, alright, and then we're going to go to A power chord, just the power chord, D power chord, and then I'm going to go with G, and then that's a D over F sharp. Some of you might like to play it like this with the thumb. I usually don't do that, but either way, and then back to an A. Now you certainly can, if you can't do that, you can just go do just a regular D and then back to an A. Alright, so that's essentially the verse, and you're going to come to that later. Then we're going to do the transition into the chorus. And so what we're going to do is do the A power chord, down, down, and then we're going to go A, G, F sharp, and then down to the low E. And then we're going to play the chorus, which is essentially the same chords that we played originally with the classic guitar beginning, except here we're going to use primarily the bar chords. So we're going to go to a D, F sharp minor, C sharp minor, A major, E, G, A, and this is the power chord, B, A, B. Alright, that's going to be a power chord there. Now we're not going to do this thing at the beginning. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, then you do a little bit of scratching, and you play it again. Now in the studio version, that first A chord that starts the verse, I should note this. Alright, he does bring this little finger up on the 5th fret on the 1st and 2nd string. It's still an A5, but that's how he sometimes plays it on the studio version. So you can play that either way. Alright, the second time after through the chorus, you play this again. And then here's your B. Alright, and then we're going to play this arpeggiated pattern. I should note also in the chorus, sometimes I like to play the G bar chord, or you can play this chord. Either way, pick your poison, whichever works for you. They're both G major chords, that's what you want to have in there. So at the very end of that chorus, we're going to play on the B, and then we clean the sound up. Get the drive out of there, go clean, extra chorus, reverb, delay, and then we're going to just do a simple picking pattern on a B5 where we're going to use the open B string. So if you see how I'm doing it on the right hand, it's just down, and then up, and then play an A major, same thing, middle 4th string. And then we're going to play this F sharp major chord, but it's the hemispheres chord, those of you who know what that is. If you don't, you play the F sharp major, but you lift up the bar so that the first 2 strings here are open. And what you're going to play is, so string 6, 5, 4, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then we're going to go to the A major chord. We're going to do a little something different here. So we're going to pick it kind of the same way. You're going to go 6, 5, 4, 2, and then you're going to lift up the bar to play that open B, and then come down to the 3rd string. Do it again. And then go back to this F sharp major. And what you're going to do here is start on the hemispheres chord. It's got a long name, so if you look on the tab, you'll know why I'm not going to say it. It's F sharp, blingity, blingity, bling. It's the hemisphere chord. So then you're going to go, so 6, 5, 4, open E, and then down, bar it on the 2nd fret, and then open up to the B, open B, open E, bar it to that 2nd fret. Let me take that slow. I'll play this out really quick here. And then we play this D2 chord, but I play it over here. I'm not really sure exactly how he plays it, but I usually open D, then we're on the 7th fret here on the G, 7th fret on the B, open E string, and then we're gonna, you'll see me put my little finger here on the 10th fret here on the open E, on the E string. So it's gonna be just like this. Just 4, 3, 2, 1, and then one more 1 as we put the little finger. And then we go to the F major. A little bit different picking pattern here. So we're gonna go 6, 3, 4, 1, 2. Alright, and then we're gonna do an open A chord, A major, and then we're gonna add some little picking here. And then go to an E major chord. It's just simply, 6, 5, 4, 1, 2. Alright, and this next part, it's a little tricky when you first listen to it, but it actually ends up being not terribly difficult if you can get the pattern right. I play this part right up here. If you look at my left hand here, on the 12th fret on the D string, and I'm going to do 11th fret on the D string, and then the 14th fret on the D string, and we're also going to be using the open G and sometimes the open B. Alright, so it's just simply using those that open B and the open G, as you can see it here. Alright, and that goes for a while. And then after we do that, we're coming into the solo. The solo is, so we're on the B string. You can see it here. Bring it down, and just sort of pull on the 5th fret and then to the 7th fret. And then we jump up here to the 12th position. Okay, and then closing it out, we're going to do a G, D over F sharp, and stop. And these notes here are simply open 2 and 4 on the A, and then D. Play that chord sequence again. 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to do a 4, 2, open G, a little bit of a pinch on the pick, and then just a simple double pull off here on the D, and then one more time. This is all on 3, 2, and 3, 2 on the E and the B strings. So And you stop there on the 2. Make sure that that is really super muted. So bring that hand over. And even though the very first one, put a little mute on there. You don't want it too wide open. The second one, you're going to open up on the strings in your right hand. And then the third one, you close that up. And then we're going to go open A, 2, 4, open D on the 2, and then open, and then you're going to play the open A, and then we're going to do this little riff. A, B, A, D. And we go back to that verse, and that's how we close it out. And then the very, very end of the song, we're going to go back just like we started the electric part. G. It's an A sus2, so we have an open B and an open E string. And there you have it.